then a real balancing act, because you cannot crumble because you've got a number of people and responsibilities relying on you, but you're also internally trying to figure out in the chaos how you're going to deal with it and cope with it, and then you have to figure out an action plan. And I think anything is possible if you can redirect your energy and your focus in a way to build something and deliver it.
I had a vision more or less like being like, well, if I can actually do branding, that means I can do logos, I can do this, I can do that. So, and that's what I've been able to do over and over again. Once I got an idea I can do something else, or I'd like to do something else, it was a case of having a vision, doing some research, and basically going out there and effectively having a go and trying something else, trying like a new service. And if it worked, then obviously do the service more. But I guess the resilience for this was a case of, I think the first thing was, I guess, again, having a vision of how am I going to get myself out of this situation. But also realizing of like, it was a case of removing the ego from the situation. Because I felt that, if I close the studio, if I get rid of staff, I'm going to feel like a failure. I'm going to feel like a failure to my co-workers, to my family, to my mum, to my dad, to my friends. And in reality, it wasn't that important. Like, it's not that important. It's just my ego thinks that. So I had to kind of let go of the ego and be like, this is not working. How am I going to get myself out of the situation?
What I had to learn was just to let go, and I just had to let go as much as possible, and that was the biggest teaching I think for me. So I really literally just focused on the nutrition side of things. I focused on being realistic with what I could do on a day-to-day basis. I massively draw on something that I learned when I was at university in my final year, which is called self-compassion. So it builds a bit on what Sarah was saying about self-confidence, but also, knowing that, and the ego piece, knowing that you're not a failure if you have to recognise that you have limits and vulnerabilities. Pushing down difficult feelings, they're almost kind of like corrosive. They can almost kind of rust you from the inside out. So kind of acknowledging that it's okay to feel annoyed, but also honouring your limit. Today I feel like I've got this much energy, so I can do this and this with that, and that's good. And tomorrow maybe I don't have that, and that's okay.
If that's something that excites you and something that you really want to do, find a different way of doing it. I totally empathise with the fact that, you don't always necessarily have the money to go back and requalify, or you don't have quite that sort of level at the moment. There's always a different way to find yourself back into a field which is where you really want to be. Just don't give up. Don't accept that first hurdle as failure. Push through, because that's how you create success and resilience. So just keep pushing through to that next level.
If I just knew just to crack on, and if I fail, I fail, or if I make a mistake, it's fine, then I probably would have done things much quicker and just get it out of the way. When I made mistakes, I learned from them, I grew as a person, it helped the business, it just everything got better. So I think we need to embrace like making mistakes more.
The root of everything that you want to do in life is very much about having courage and confidence in yourself.
I'd say that remember to see the beauty and remember to have fun, and be your own best mate too.